Okay, we are live. Hey guys, welcome to the Aftercast, the late night Transformers podcast, and I'm your host, Victor Saber 77, also known as James. And tonight's show, we're going to kind of dive into the Takara Legends and kind of talking about a little bit about G1. And I have some other topics lined up, and we're going to carry over the topic from the Cybercast. If you haven't seen that yet, go over to G1 Hexatron's channel after this. Watch it in video form, but we were talking about just buying stuff on trade forums and through social media and stuff. So we're going to talk about that also. But before all that, let's get some introductions out of the way. So starting off with Dakota there.
What's up, guys? I'm Dakota. You can find me everywhere at Primal Sabbath, co-owner of CovenantOfPrimus.com. We have a topic show every other Wednesday at 7:30. Is it 7 o'clock Central Standard Time?
Yes, and you were doubling up there.
Yep. Yeah. Hang on. Look at me messing this up. I'm trying to hang up on my phone. Okay. Anyways, so yeah, you can check all that out at CovenantOfPrimus.com. We have a Facebook page, facebook.com/CovenantOfPrimus. We are like 90 likes away from us sending you something free. So go check that out.
Cool. Dalton.
I'm Dalton. You can find me on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook at DaltoniansTFs.
Jay.
I'm Jay. You can find me on Twitter at NemesisJazz13.
Josh.
You can find me G1 Hexatron on Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram, and my Facebook page is the G1 Hexatron.
Cool. You can find me Twitter and YouTube, Victory Saber 77, and Dakota. There's also a show tomorrow. Yes? Dakota. We'll wait for him to get back. But
Sorry, I was making a lot of noise.
What an amateur.
Yes. We do have a show tomorrow. It's going to be sort of somewhat news related, but it's going to kind of span a bunch of other stuff. What time did we agree on? What was it? 1 p.m. Central Standard Time?
No, that was my time.
So it's 1 p.m. your time. That means it's 3 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Yes.
Okay, and I don't even know what time that is for Chris. He's not here again. Shame on him. We're kicking him out.
I think it was like 9 p.m. his time, I thought.
Yeah, something kind of mid-afternoon. We're going to focus on some Transformer stuff, video game stuff, and other toy lines, and character spotlight. Almost forgot about the character spotlight. Yeah, we have all that going on. So.
And where is it?
I think we should do it on Chris's channel.
All right. So Barrett Prime Games.
Yeah, that's if he shows up.
I love it.
If it's not gonna just look for it on the front page of the Covenant of Primus website, and you don't have to worry about whose channel it's on. We'll be streaming it from there.
All right. Cool. And then there's other shows. Dakota mentioned the Covenant of Primus topic show every other Wednesday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on his channel. There is the eBay show, which is on G1 Hexatron's channel every other Thursday at 7, or, I was going to say 7, 10 o'clock in the morning. There's too many shows I have to list.
10 a.m. Central Standard Time.
Yes. And then there's the Cybercast at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time on G1 Hexatron's channel every Saturday. All right. Now, we're just going to get over the halls really quickly here. Anyone get anything new this week? It's share time.
Now, are we doing like what we would say, like what we actually got in this week, or are we doing it like Dalton does? Like he's like, well, this shit
Got
in like 2
nothing
weeks,
this week,
and
so-
then he would like bring it up again whenever it came in. So which way are we doing here?
No pre-orders. It has to physically be in hand. How's that sound?
Nothing.
And not physically in hand, like, to show off. But you got it this week.
I got nothing in at all this week, so.
All right. Anyone else?
Yeah, I got the new. Let's see, the prototype armor Boba Fett.
Cool.
And I got the Funko Batman fabrications. I'm trying to think because I had it in my head and I forgot. I got a couple other things, but I can't even remember what they are.
I have this delicious foot-long tuna sub from Subway.
Oh,
Gross.
that doesn't sound good at all.
Oh, dude.
Oh,
Long of tuna.
oh.
Dude, tuna is what, well, I would say it's what you get when you're broke, but my God, Subway upped the price on that thing like by $1.50.
Wow.
I'm waiting for them to go back to $5 footlongs. It's
Yeah,
just
that'd be nice.
too expensive when most of the stuff is just bread.
Yeah. I noticed I'm not going to Subway like once a month anymore. It's like once every 6 months.
All right. Did you eat anything else in this week, Dakota, besides your sub?
I went to Buffalo Wild Wings earlier. Had a pretty big check, so I was able to splurge
All
a little bit.
Non-food related?
Oh, well, no, nothing.
Nothing?
Mm-mm.
All right.
Waiting on Captured Prey to ship out that Legends rat trap because everybody else has it.
Sorry. Jay, you get anything?
Nope, I don't have nothing.
You have nothing? You got your health?
Yep.
About it? All right. Cool. I just got Beastware stuff, so I'm not going to mention because Josh thinks I'm turning to the dark side.
Well, how can you help when it's all like excellent?
So
Jesus.
it is nice. I mean, the Telemoka Dynamite is really nice. I do like it. So,
Isn't it though?
and it is the Telemoka Dynamite, not the Fox Kids.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm never. The only way I'll ever buy a Telemoka Dinobot is in person. Like, I got shafted on that a few months back, a year ago, as a matter of fact, and I just don't want to talk about it.
Still kind of painful, but all right. So, you guys have anything to add to the conversation we were having on the Cybercast? Experiences or things you dealt with on social media about getting kind of quote unquote screwed by a seller, not getting your product or having to wait, or or should people be blasted or not committing to the actual contract of I give you money, you give me product. That's how it works here.
I'll say.
One more halt that I'm very proud of though. I got Catwoman.
Oh yes, your woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I thought I'd bring that up since I've been wanting that thing for 2.5 months now. So
He puts it on the pillow next to him at night when he goes to bed.
I bet he does.
there you go, buy Batgirl again.
I'm gonna stop there.
Yeah.
I forget this isn't my channel. But as far as dealing on social media, man, I've been very fortunate to not get screwed on anything. I got halfway screwed, sort of, on getting the tread shot that I traded a few figures for, Collectors Club tread shot. He didn't send me the bio card, and I was like, you know what, whatever. I wasn't gonna go through the runaround with him over it, but I see a lot of people getting screwed over on the Facebook buy sell trade stuff more so than I do on TF or other Transformers social sites. And using TFW as an example, they have a section in the Junkion feedback where it's there's addresses. If you're going to do a trade, there's addresses of and associated names, I believe, of people that have scammed other people, and they're really good about pretty much blocking someone's IP address if they decide to screw another board member. But
Okay.
I don't know. I've been really fortunate with that, but I see most of it happens on Facebook, the Facebook groups.
Okay.
Well, I mean, you can create a ton of Facebook accounts if you wanted to. So I mean, that's the thing. This person was actually friends with these people on Instagram, that are Decepticon clique, and that's what they do is buy, sell, trade with each other, and like each other's stuff and promote each other and stuff like that. And to have one of your own, it'd be like if Dakota screwed Jame over.
Oh, so no real.
Yeah, out of $550. So the situation that we're talking about. So I mean, it's something to where it came out of like left field. You'd never expect something like that to happen. But like even right now, I have some stuff that I've got like a splinter with someone, I believe Grip, on Twitter, and then also Wheeljack. I've sent him money for animated RC. So and it's no tracking number or anything like that. So it's just kind of it'll show up when it shows up type deal. But trust them. They said it's 100% complete, and no weak joints or anything like that. I trust them. So
on the same hand though, I guess on the other side of the coin, those aren't $550 purchases either.
No, they're not.
It would still be terrible, and I'm not gonna say Wheeljack's gonna screw you because I've done dealings with Wheeljack and pretty good.
Yeah, he's not like that.
Yeah, but it's like $15 is still $15 or however much you spend, and like it's still considerable when you crunch numbers for your collecting budget for the entire year.
Let's see. Let's make it $550. Let's say that I was gonna buy a bunch of Masterpiece figures from you, or vice versa, and we just decided like what, I'd rather have these figures and that $550 over that friendship, and I don't even know how you would do something like that, because to me I can't imagine you wanting to screw someone over, because like they hate liars and stuff like that, and cheaters and thieves, but I think that's one of the worst people that you could be. But also,
are you saying I'm a bad person? No, I'm just playing.
But anyone that is in like this community, it's like, how can you even show your face anymore? If you were one of those people that like to get involved with, whether you're doing YouTube, if you're on Twitter, Facebook, or forums or whatever, like that's a strike you're never getting back.
Right. Unless you go get like plastic surgery. And even then, is that $550 in those masterpieces worth it?
Because you dragged your name through the mud, and there's no cleaning off from that, So it's not only did you mess up that friendship and all other friends that were friends with you, but you have a name now, and there's a lot of people through life that they make a bad decision that only took about 5 minutes, and it was a really bad decision, but that's all you know them for now. There's no coming back from it. They'll always, think of you in that way.
Yeah. Well, and it wasn't for the purpose of going to a convention.
Yeah.
So you're out there in the community, and you would think, there might be repercussions, or someone might approach you, or maybe not. You never know. But especially if you stay within the the hobby. But I mean, anyone else? I mean.
Who's hotel with that dude? I wouldn't.
Yeah.
You bring up, because he was at a convention. It's people like that stole those masterpiece coins off the Captured Prey booth and took off running.
Right.
Yeah.
You know. So you screwed Captured Prey over, and then you also screwed everyone else over that was supposed to get one, with their purchase.
That, and it's just the trust. Now, Orson looks at everyone, not just, he can't single out one person. He's going to now look at even though you're perfectly fine and you're a good customer and whatnot, but he's going to look at you now like, well, which I don't like. I don't like being put in a position where some other guy decided to be greedy and steal, and now like
and
Josh,
it's likely
don't get one or anything.
It's likely he'll never do anything like that again because of it, too.
Yeah, true.
Also, I mean, you think about the people that they let you into their hotel rooms for like, parts parties. That's really going to cut down. Okay, like 2 people only. Because worry about getting robbed.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's no longer that hey, there's too many people in here. It's like, look, it's me and I forgot the other dude's name, but his buddy. I guess the door guard. To where it's like, look, it's only 2 people in here. That way, those are 2 pretty big dudes. So I don't care who you are. They probably could take you if you try to rob them. But the whole situation, if you let multiple people in there, you can't watch everything at one time.
Yeah.
You saying that at TFCon, I was staying with Jim, and he's a dealer, and he had a parts party, and it got to the point to where he was like, "Hey, man, they're starting to become a little more traffic. Can you just stand by the door?" And I was like, "Yeah," because they weren't,
How'd they get by?
they said,
I haven't been a good job in a while, bro.
they said, "Excuse me, mister." But and then there was that, and like, man, Brett Megamus's room, there were people packed in that. I actually took a picture of all the people that were in there. Granted, a lot of the people that were in there were Brett's friends, and would have been keeping an eye on stuff and whatnot. But Brett's also a sheriff, so they wouldn't get too far. He's fit and whatever.
Well, it just kind of sucks that they have to be that way because of a couple of bad eggs. I don't personally like having, but I understand someone over my shoulder watching me as I kind of like look at stuff, and it's just
Yes.
like, can I help you? No, just okay, thanks. I'm not stealing nothing, okay? All right, but it is what it is. It's just one person, especially in like this instance where you supposedly are friends with them and you trust them and they screw you over, just really is difficult. It makes you wonder,
That actually, you saying that reminded me of talking to some of the dealers at TFCon. Like they would intentionally put things where they know they would likely be stolen,
they're testing it.
and it would be the the cheaper stuff.
Hmm.
So they know it's going to happen, and they try to do what they can to prepare for it so it doesn't happen. But unfortunately, there's just terrible people in this world, and unfortunately in this hobby.
Yeah, it is.
Hating to bring this up, but the Universal Studios incident, boycott, it's like we became too trustworthy, with some some fans, the show and stuff like that, and we're like, we became too trustworthy too fast, and it
Backfired.
it backfired completely.
Essentially, kind of took down the fun factor a notch, but I mean, it is what it is. I mean, that was just there. I don't think there was ill intent. It was just stupidity. It was just plain stupidity. But for like someone who willingly decides to steal and take away, that is just it's just horrible. But I mean, it is what it is. You're gonna find it anywhere. It's you can be preventative, but again, it can't be too preventative. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, any more thought on that subject, or do you guys kind of want to move on?
It is kind of a depressing subject, but yeah.
Yeah. So let's move on, I guess. Yeah. So the next kind of topics I want to talk about is one, Dakar Legends. I just got Optimus Primal. Really like it. I'm glad I got it. I don't have to pay the horrible amounts of money like for the 2006 10th
It's
anniversary.
Ultra, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes, it's the Ultra class. I didn't buy the Robot Master version because I already got it. Even though if it's as good as the Telemoka, I mean, that's fine. But so with that said, we're seeing a lot of basically the Takara Legends is their Generations line. We're seeing Whirl, Roadbuster, Tankor, Rat Traps in there, but we got Optimus Primal. Now, do you think that Takara maybe might integrate some more older figures going back to like Classics line, potentially putting in, or the United line like Trax, Inferno, maybe even going back further and giving us maybe an updated Beast Wars Grimlock that's not plagued with gold plastic. Something to that nature.
I would see them going back, but I don't know. Like look at the United line. The United line, they gave us Primal, Megatron, and Arc Unicron, which was basically Unicron as the Arc, and then there was the Axelon, which was from the Sharkticon mold.
Mm-hmm.
It could be a possibility, because the Japanese market is obviously demanding something different, but I don't know. It's very interesting to see what all else they would have up their sleeve, because it won't be too much longer, and then it's just, boom, right into Combiner Wars stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that came quick. I mean, we've already started seeing the box art for that.
I thought comics were supposed to come with it.
No, just bio
They
cards.
don't?
No, they're going to be involved in the IDW comics,
Yeah.
but they're not with the packaging.
Mhm.
They're actually, the first wave is supposed to start hitting about mid-December.
Missed opportunity there. Although I
Yeah.
see for IDW's troubles. My goodness, that would mean they'd have to do an issue per figure. Like, that would be a little rough, but...
True.
Yeah.
But it would be nice to get some clarification with like who Alpha Bravo is, unless you get it on the back of his bio card or something. But yeah, I was just kind of curious. I mean, I know that Takara's bringing out those, the 3-packs that we got, like with Mirage, you got Ironhide, you got Hound in there. But I was just kind of curious. Some of the
I
other...
thought that was Hasbro Asia.
Was it Hasbro Asia? I thought it was Takara.
Oh, that's
Hasbro
Hasbro Asia.
Okay, well,
With the
That's cool.
Seekers, the 2 different 3-packs of Seekers?
the Seekers and like the Autobots. and
Yep,
all
that was
but-
Hasbro Asia.
Okay.
Okay, that's right. Okay.
So then Optimus Primal was just thrown in there for kicks, or, would
Maybe
it be kind
because
of cool?
Rat Trap was there, I don't know.
Henkei Dinobot they could have done, or maybe the Henkei Cheetor. They have those molds,
Yeah.
They could have thrown
They're
into the mix also.
They're like little hush puppies for the 8 Dinobot fans out there. It's like they're always like whining and stuff. They're like, here's a couple things, little hush puppies, and just throw them out there. Did you know that, Dalton? Do you know why they call them hush puppies?
Yeah, get you to.
Okay. Yeah. Youngin. I'll tell
Don't
you.
feel bad, even
But yeah, I was just
yeah.
kind of curious. And then, they could probably throw in maybe some G1, but I don't. I was picturing the Legends would be kind of cool. Legends signifying, previous, not just current stuff. But yeah,
Which kind of ties into that whole Thrilling 30 thing.
yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I was kind of surprised that when was it? Was it last year that United actually brought out their own classics Ultra Magnus?
Oh yeah.
That was surprising. I was like, wow.
Oh, yeah, it was another Asian exclusive, wasn't it?
Yeah.
hmm
It's like the stuff they didn't release when Hasbro was releasing it. They released that, and then like whenever Hasbro didn't release some things, Takara released.
Yeah.
That was a weird year.
Nemesis Convoy came out, which was a San Diego Comic Con, but it came back out in the United, didn't it? I think so. Yeah.
Actually, I think the windows were red instead of blue though.
Yeah,
It
they
was
were.
more of the traditional black Convoy colors.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's what I wanted to kind of think older molds might be thrown in, or it's just,
It's possible.
I mean, Optimus Primal, would they give us a Megatron? Be kind of cool, but
Just talking about.
Speaking of Gigatron, I wouldn't be surprised if Takara throws that mode back out one more time, or Hasbro asked them because I have been, well, spoiler alert, they have shown like some art of that mold showing up in the issue Adrift.
Huh.
Yeah, robots in disguise or car robots, Gigatron slash Megatron is supposed to actually show up, which I thought was kind of cool.
Please release it in the Transmetal 2 Megatron colors. Please release it in the Transmetal 2 Megatron colors. So I can get it at freaking mass retail and not give a crap about bugging the club about it ever again.
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that figure, when they showed him, he was in the regular black Megatron colors. But who knows?
Yeah. All right. Moving on is, I know, Josh, you don't like talking Beast Wars.
No, it's stupid.
I'm sorry. It's good. You like the box for the Legends. You like Beast Wars.
I
Yeah,
was saying that I
seriously.
like the fact that that it's just a square and then it's a little bit more collector friendly, especially with those deluxes.
That is Takara Beast Wars Wave 1 boxes, if I've ever seen it.
Yep. Exactly.
The G1 boxes were the best though,
I will agree with you on that.
because you
It
had
may
the
not have been a foam insert, but there was a styrofoam insert, so they got close.
Yep.
I appreciate that.
Especially the Japanese.
Oh my
The
god.
Tatara ones were great because they were not as big as they needed to be. They just made it fit and work. So, but all right. All right, moving on to another topic I wanted to kind of discuss. We can discuss it. You guys don't have to. I don't care. We will discuss it. So, and I want you to pipe in too, Jay. I know you're there.
No, I'm
I
not.
hear you breathing.
You hear
All right,
nothing.
fine. All right, fine.
Yeah.
What Transformer character could you see switch gender? Like, I mean, we're predominantly
Wheelie.
all male.
Wheelie.
What?
Wheelie.
Wheelie. Okay, though you took the cheap, road.
Yeah.
Okay, but like,
It's
like for
obvious.
me, well, it is obvious, but go beyond the scope of obvious.
I would
think,
like to see RC as a dude.
You would.
Why not Rodimus as a girl?
I was about to say Rodimus just because he's always whining and crap during season 3.
Hey,
sounds like
There's another obvious one.
Hey.
I'm just
Put the
saying,
wine-
like he's all
Rambo.
emotional.
Ultra
He's
Magnus,
overly
she would be a
emotional.
big burly fembot.
Yeah, that would be a big girl if ever there was one.
Who?
Ultra Magnus.
Ultra Magnus. We could throw Ironhide in there.
What about
Do
Springer?
the roller derby fembots.
Springer. Well, flip it. How about if they were all fembots and, we only had like 3 male characters? And let's say they're
Dude,
just
I
like...
wish real life ratios were that good, okay?
But,
That could be an interesting miniseries comic right there. All females and only a handful of males. All
I
Instead of
mean-
Optimus Prime, Optimus Prima.
Prima, there you go.
Yeah, I can see.
But, like, I was thinking Swoop from the Dinobots, I could see as a female character. Part of that team.
Even Grimlock, that'd be another big girl.
Well, yeah, I'm okay. Well, now we're taking it to, like, the joking, like, it's funny. Like, yeah, Omega Supreme as a girl. Oh, my gosh, she'd be so huge.
No.
And we could fit inside her. How about
Whoa.
Hey,
One at a time.
Game. But that booty though.
Scourge.
I mean,
Scourge.
let's,
Think about it. And then it would be, instead of Scourge and his huntsman, the sweets, it could be Scourge and her huntsman, the sweets.
Our Huntsman, the Mean Girls.
Scourge in her bad girls
Both
club.
dudes and it could be both men and women.
All
Mix
right.
them up.
Going back to the seriousness ones, I would say Blur.
Blur.
Blur's kind of got that look already. Like, I don't even think you really have to change much as far as the way he looks.
Cheetor.
Talks really fast.
I think Cheetor would be a good fembot.
Blur,
know.
he's telling you about his day and, like, talking too much and stuff,
See, I could see
What about
Soundwave.
Herbalist?
Soundwave.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see Soundwave. I
Um,
can tell you who I could not see, and that is Cup, because he's just that old man.
Well,
auto-
have you ever been to a brothel?
Brothel
There's that old lady there, and that's Cup.
Venom.
That's Cup if I've ever seen Lady Cup. I mean, if
Smoking
I've
a
ever
cigar.
heard of a Lady Cup.
Lady Cup. All right.
Tell you who I couldn't see as a fembot, Big Convoy.
Big Convoy. Loud Convoy, Big Convoy, Beast Convoy. They're the trio, the Tri-Sisters.
I mean, I'm thinking just because of also like their characters, which I think are a little bit more feminine, like Silverbolt, like the way he was in the beginning, kind of unsure of himself, and you know, I don't know, I can see that.
Yeah.
I could
He
see
wasn't-
Rat Trap as a fembot, just because of how bossy and kind of
Eggy.
whiny he is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to even discuss this without sounding like you're also like sexist.
Yeah.
Well, that's because it's always whiny and talky, and it's always
There goes all
just
my
because
female
the
subscribers.
reason I was defending Rodimus was not because of of him being as a woman, but just the whole whiny part.
And it would have been kind of cool to have like Hot Rod as a female character and see the Matrix being passed on to someone else, that isn't like. I mean, obviously, it would have gone if it was a perfect world on Ultra Magnus because he's the leader of the big, take charge type guy. People listen to him. But
he was
yeah,
cheated, he
Rodimus,
was denied.
but Rodimus could totally be a kind of a female character.
Hey, screw it. What about Arceria Prime?
What about animated Blitzwing with all the different personalities?
Schizophrenic.
Oh my goodness.
What? What?
Jay, you're a freaking genius.
Wow.
Jay's like, I'm basically just naming my ex-girlfriends here. It's like, I dated one like this, like that.
I wonder what RC would look like as a Prime.
What about Warpath as a female?
How about Power Glide? And away we go. Transforms. The boy who loved Power Glide, it would be called instead.
Yeah, well, like he wasn't really into that one chick, Kept on like he was like throwing her around and stuff. Like he threw her down like several times. I was like, he obviously.
That was kind of a bad episode for kids. I mean, for today's standards, for parental groups to watch, probably.
Well,
All right,
Victory
well.
Saber as a female.
Victory Saber?
How would that work,
Yeah.
Jane?
Well, that would be kind of weird. Are you going to have a male and female character unite to form Victory Saber? Are we going to go that route? Or are we going to have two
chest opens
female
up,
characters?
a bunch of cassettes coming out and stuff like that.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, how about Galvatron?
Hey, don't you dare.
He switches genders from Megatron, from a badass guy, then he goes to a badass female.
He's already insane too. So
Unicrons, actually, There we go. But I don't know. I don't know. I just wanted to throw that out there. Just like I was thinking about that the other day because my wife was like, "Hey, there is a ton of male-dominated characters." I'm like, "Yeah," and because RC and Chromie are coming out, and I keep asking her if you're at the store, look for those. I'm like, "Okay, are these out of all the stuff I've been looking for you? These are like the only female characters." I'm like, "Yeah, pretty much." I'm like, "What the hell?" I'm like, "Well, that's how it is. It was a boys' toy line back in the day, and
I mean,
female characters didn't
it's not that we didn't want them. It's just that, just tell her, hey, don't get mad at me. It's Hasbro. We wanted back when we were kids, we would have bought a RC or any of the other film bots, but somebody at Hasbro decided no.
Yeah.
well, they thought that they were like, we don't, as boys, we don't want those female characters. That's too girly. So we'll And besides, we've got Jim over here for Masters of the Universe. They were like, all right, we have He-Man now. Let's come out with She-Ra. But like, everybody, even the boys, they were buying all the She-Ra stuff because they also had like awesome the evil horde to face off against, which were some of the more creepier looking villains.
Oh yeah.
Weren't Hasbro employees' children used as like the test groups as well to see what would So I mean, it couldn't the fault couldn't 100% lie lie on Hasbro's shoulders. It could be with one of their spoiled snobby kids at the time that didn't want a female toy character.
Very
and they're probably bronies now.
Oh yeah,
My Little Pony stuff, and they didn't want all the female characters back in the day, but I don't know. I mean, it is what it is.
I feel like Hasbro probably missed out on a particular demographic by not bringing out, Elita One and Moon
RC.
Racer, RC, Firestar, yep.
Well, bringing this up again, Minerva. You're only female G1. That thing is expensive as crap.
But it makes sense. I mean, Minerva is different. I mean, Minerva at least came out, and it was Japan. It's Takara. We never were exposed to it. So, so I can understand Minerva. But for the rest of them, I mean, G.I. Joe, we got Lady J, we got Scarlet, we got CoverGirl, we got the Baroness in a boys' toy line. You got Princess Leia. In Star Wars, we never got any of the female characters in Visionaries. We did get Gloria Baker in Mask. That was by pure luck, I think. Even our vehicle isn't the Shark, but still, it is what it is. I mean, we did get a female character in the Rambo series. Didn't get it in Centurions. But I don't know. I was just kind of curious. I mean, because I kind of had that conversation, just kind of wondering, what Transformer character, if they decided to redesign it, because they did it with, they brought in Alpha Bravo. I understand they have the whole, they Slingshot didn't make it. There's a new character, blah blah. But what if they did, decide to tweak someone and say, hey,
use
I was going to say that I have a ton of pictures. You can go on there and just look for cute Transformers, and there's like half of them will be a Starscream. Like, I don't know, like grabbing Jetfire and stuff like that.
Talking about the female Transformers characters, like figure subscription service 3.0 Nacelle. Now, Nacelle is a very female-sounding name, but whatever reason he was, they turned it into a he, and I think that was a missed opportunity by the club to really kind of knock that one out of the park and really add to its want factor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they did with Slipstream.
Well, I mean, they released Slipstream as a female, but the fiction kind of behind Nacelle is that it's a he.
Yeah.
And it should have been a she.
True. Yeah, it would have been nice.
Yeah.
But I guess. Anything else on that? No, I kind of just decided to throw that out there. All right, well, that's it. So that's been fun. You guys cleared up some questions for me. Another chapter in the book. It's gonna be great. Love it. Here's something off topic. We're getting this Star Wars, or off Transformers. Star Wars Rebels. You guys watch it?
Or yet.
All right, I'll talk at once.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Anyone else? No.
No.
No. No. All right. So 2 yeses and 4 no's. All right. Cool. Star Wars fans, here we are. There's another bunch of my subscribers. I'll never get to 1,000 now. But, you guys not interested in Star Wars, or just don't really?
Out of the movies, I don't get involved in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I do like Star Wars still. It's just that now, since I've seen the prequels, it's like anything before before A New Hope or anything before Episode 4, I'm pretty much like, I won't get vested in it.
Okay. All right. Well, I was just kind of thinking, they always do this, prequel stuff to add, to the storyline going, forward to Star Wars New Hope. But I was thinking there was a Star Wars manga back in the day. Why can't they develop that into a nice animated cartoon? Kind of like what Marvel did with X-Men, Wolverine, Iron Man.
Mm-hmm.
They have that nice, really streamlined animated look. Even the storylines were really, very, you know, just centered around, old school kind of anime. And I was thinking, they could do that with Star Wars, but do it with the characters that, like, my generation know. Han Solo, Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia, all that type of stuff. And give it that kind of feel. I think that would be kind of cool. And, they don't need to sell the toys. The toys will always sell. Black Line, great. But it'd be kind of cool to, have a kind of a modernized cartoon look of the classic characters instead of reinventing stuff.
When it comes to that, because basically with Star Wars, man, it's Disney and Hasbro. Since it's all Disney, and Disney would likely go through their in-house animators, and I've never been too big a fan of Disney's in-house animators.
Mm-hmm.
Comparing it to like Marvel, well, Disney owns Marvel Studios, but Marvel is still Marvel Comics, who can go and do this through this animation studio, and then, give this Japanese company a license to do this, and then, there's a lot of stuff involved in the whole Marvel thing.
Yeah.
So it's I think Marvel, because of that, there's more freedoms with it, but you got to think Disney just got their hands on Star Wars. They would be damned if anybody else were to touch it and do something great with it, even though they licensed it out, or allowed it or whatever.
Okay.
My 2 cents.
Yeah. Oh, I understand. Totally. Disney's very in-house, very protective of their properties.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike Marvel has a little more, creativity, leniency to outsource things to get a good product and to do stuff like that. But I was just kind of curious. I was going over some of the old Star Wars manga, and I really thought that was cool. You want to any more on that? Since you guys don't watch Star Wars, so I guess we'll just move on. But
I'm not gonna collect the toys on the Rebels because I looked at them today. I saw them. The 5 points of articulation. If one of our teach stuff, so and it's definitely, you look at that and you're like, well, this is catered to a lot younger age group. That amount of articulation and stuff like that. But I love Star Wars, and as far as me buying the Black Series, I only buy from Episode 4, and to what's up current, whatever it is, 6. So all the 70s, early 80s Star Wars stuff. So that's what I grew up with, and that's what I like. And all the ones, the prequels, I don't buy any of those figures, but I like this Rebels thing. I think it's good for there's a good story behind it, and they kind of mix in a little bit as well. Even with the animation, you see the way that those stormtroopers are designed. They're a little bit further away from what they look like in the Clone Wars, and a little bit closer to what they look like as far as stormtroopers that we know from A New Hope to The Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
You kind of see that, Jim?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're totally Empire now. Yeah.
Yeah. So they have TIE fighters, and those TIE fighter pilots and stuff like that. They look a lot more, but they're a little bit different. They're not so it looks like this is right before A New Hope. Is basically, it looks like what this is based off of. So I like it. It's cool. Like they haven't introduced like Darth Vader or anything, but that's not to say that they won't at some point. But also to go with what you were saying, I'd like an animated style. Like who I think would do fantastic is Bruce Timm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Batman the animated series and Superman as well, along with some other things. I'm still waiting. Those figures supposed to be shipping November or come out the first wave or whatever. That's like I've said before many times. That's my favorite animated series ever. It's just perfect. It's a 10 out of 10. And Bruce Timm did an amazing job with that. If they could implement that style or his style into those Star Wars figures, man, I'd buy those. With the multiple points of articulation, I think they'd look really cool. Because it's the Bruce Timm and Garrett J. White, kind of have that like cool anime look to it. I really like it.
Yeah, I'd be down for that. I mean, but yeah. All right, Dalton's gone. He just up and left. What the hell?
We were talking about stuff that he doesn't know anything about.
All right.
Because y'all brought up 70s, and I was like, all right, well, I definitely don't need to be in this conversation.
I'm hanging out with a bunch of old farts now, man. This sucks. All right. I guess.
You get the question in there?
Yeah, we'll switch over to the combiners. So what do you guys think about the combiner figures that were shown as far as like packaging and as far as, final product?
Packaging, I always like to see change in packaging. Just, it's something, I guess, different, new, or whatever.
Yeah.
I think it looks cheaper, which that as a Hasbro release, I'm not shocked by, and nor do I guess, have any need to want a premium style packaging with Hasbro retail stuff. Some of the figures, now seeing them a little up close, like Drag Strip, I don't really care for the way Drag Strip looks. But, I don't know. Other than that, meh.
Meh? All right. Anyone else? I mean, any other, like, Dalton, Trent, you guys are chug collectors?
Yeah, what was the question? Since I missed it.
Combiner Wars.
Combiner
How do you guys
Wars.
feel about that? Since we've seen the packaging and the figures and all that.
Love the
I
packaging.
think the package was great.
Only
I even
thing-
think.
Okay, one at a time.
Go ahead, Trent.
Oh.
Trent, you go ahead.
Me? Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
go
sorry.
for it.
Yeah, the packaging. I think the packaging looks good. I'm kind of torn. The individual robots look good. They're spot on, accurate to their G1 looks, and even the one about Alpha Bravo. There is a third party company that said that we will be bringing out a slingshot. So,
Yep.
but in the Superior actually looks good. He looks okay. The thighs look a little too like, can they support that weight? But he looks good. The one that I'm not keen on is Minosaur. That's the only one. Yeah.
I think we all agree that one's the deal killer.
Yeah.
I wonder, and I wonder if had Fans Project never done Minosaur, would we feel this way? You know what I mean? Because it's like when I think of a classics Minosaur, I have that Fans Project image in my head.
Yeah.
I'm like, man,
Yeah.
even if you could shave some of the engineering and ingenuity off of the Fans Project version, I still think it would just excel past the Hasbro version. But had we never gotten it,
It would be a different story.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing like with the whole Transformers Prime, first edition Optimus Prime versus the retail one. Like it's good, but just the fact that the first edition one was in existence counted against it.
True. But a cost has to come into play too. I mean,
Yes, that
do
is
you
why
want
that.
you want to buy the Fans Project one, or do you want to buy the retail version? That could come like later on down the road. We'll probably have an add-on kit of some sort to kind of hopefully do
I'm
something.
sure I'm sure they're working on it right now.
Man, that would be a hellaciously expensive add-on kit because that Minosaur needs it.
Badly.
Microblaze Creations did just release a whole new Motormaster.
I mean, they would
Yeah.
need a new Motormaster for sure. Like it, I don't know at which point I would rather just spend the $350 on the Fans Project one. Sad, as strange as that is to say, and I was arguing the opposite when it came to the Roadbusters, but it's just such a large gap in just design, aesthetic looks.
Mhm.
It's just, man, you're gonna spend what, $17 per deluxe and then 20 for the Voyager, so $200, $250 more, something like that.
All right.
Or
Well,
whatever.
that being said, who all here has owned a Fans Project Minosaur? I can raise my hand. Anyone else?
A Fans Project what?
Nope. Fans
Minosaur.
Project Master Intimidator.
I wish, but no.
All right. So I've actually owned one, and I can tell you that it's not as great as what everyone wants to tell you it is. I sold mine. There are very, very flimsy pieces that even if you're extremely careful, you could break it. The stability is absolutely horrible. I mean, there's a lot of problems with this thing. Okay, it's not all puppy dogs and ice cream like some people want to make it out to be. All right, so
Yeah.
does it look better? It just like if you could set it up against the wall and it stood fine. Does it look better than what the Hasbro one does? Yes, right now it does. And it's one that you'd probably want to leave in combined form, but like all your G1 combiners, you leave them in combined form because individually they kind of suck. They're just pull the legs out and flip the head over and push the arms up, and there's all the little pieces except for
Little
Devastator,
pieces,
a little
yeah.
bit different. But your aerial bots, your Stunnicons, they're all like that. Bruticus, Predacons. But with these, they all hit home runs for the most part. I would say 4 out of 5 are home runs as far as robot mode individually. Until you get that, and that looks like that was the main focus, is we want to make these guys individually look like the way they're supposed to be. Then, the alt modes, they're pretty good. They're not horrible. And the combined mode, I think, is what everybody's complaining about. And to me, I'm fine with leaving them because I've already got my Superion combiner, my G1. I don't need my other one in combined form. I would like now. Let's have one as a team, and I think they look really good as a team.
Good.
And you'll eventually get that add-on kit, and I don't think it'll be extremely expensive. I mean, you're maybe $120, $130 or something like that. That's what most of them have gone for. That's what the Fans Project Bruticus add-on set went for. So I think they'll do a good job with that, and they'll make it look right. You'll have several of them come out, like we've seen with everything else. There will be several to choose from, and you pick which one is the best for you. But I think that the Fans Project Minosaur is that, it looks cool when people are just taking pictures of it, but if they told you how long it took them to get that thing stable to take that one picture, you'd be like, wow, they spent an hour taking 5 pictures. Because it was like I had to move this, and it started falling over, and I had to move this. I mean, it really takes a long time. Because I even reviewed the thing live, and I was having problems with it, and then things would come unplugged. I plug that back in, something else comes popped open, and I got to put that back, and something else pops off. So it's not, like I said, it's not all cake. It's got its problems too.
But it looks better.
after you mess with it for a long time and get it stabilized,
That's
but
fine.
but when you get it stabilized, that might not be the pose you wanted in, because the pose you wanted in, it might not be able to stand that way.
True.
True. Yeah, there's pretty much just going to be drawbacks either way you go. I mean, yeah,
And
the
we don't
fans
have. Oh,
project one looks better, but you got to ask yourself, is it worth like, what was that thing go for 350?
Something like that, yeah.
how do we know that the Hasbro counterpart is going to be any better?
We don't.
You know,
We don't.
but you're
Not
not
yet.
spending a lot of money to test it though either.
Nope.
True. I don't
That's
know.
true.
I still don't want to test it because it looks like crap, though.
Yeah. But like you were saying
It looks
before,
like crap
and
now.
classics fans out there are going to buy it, and that's
Yeah.
predominantly what.
I
And
just
we
hope
got to
the
remember too that
deluxes
this
are
is geared towards kids, not towards us. Okay, period. I mean,
for,
it's
yeah,
it's
for
geared
kids.
towards the kids, and if it works for the kids and they're little, it takes 12 steps to transform it. That's cool.
Oh, but
But
man, for the longest
Exactly.
time though, Classics wasn't. I mean, it was made with kids in mind, but it was geared towards adults very very easily. If you look at the beginning of Classics and how it kind of evolved, there were even some statements at previous years' BotCons where it was like, yeah, we made Classics
16
for
and above.
you,
Up, yeah.
yeah,
but you know. I don't know. I mean, with the Robots in Disguise cartoon coming out, it's like that is geared towards kids in my opinion, but it's all toys for kids, but I mean I don't know. As a former classics collector, I would feel like I was getting cheated. If I was still collecting classics.
yeah. But again, I mean, I don't know. I think the original classics line was still geared towards kids to get the parents involved because it gave them that nostalgic feel. You had the Encore, you had not Encore, Encore wasn't even around, but like the reissues, and now you got that like, wow, here's Megatron in a gun. I've never seen that. Yes, it looks like a Nerf gun, and it's a really crappy color, but it's Megatron in a gun. You get that nostalgic feel, like, oh, there's Jetfire with removable armor, just like what I had as a G1 kid and such. But then you have kids playing with those, and which is their now G1, and Classics becomes that. And I mean, it's a nice nostalgic road for what it's worth, but it's never going to take the place of G1, and I don't really care if it. The masterpiece line is for the adult collector. That's where we'll
Yes.
get our combiners, whenever that may be, whether we're in our 60s or 70s, I don't know, but we will get our combiners in that series. Holding out for a classics generations to like step up the bar on like third party stuff is a hit or miss. I mean,
Yeah.
Sandstorm, Springer, yes, great. Roadbuster does the job. Whirl, fantastic. Other ones, I'm not a huge fan of like the Goldfire mold or the Bumblebee, and that god awful Megatron. But it is what it is.
And with this, as a G1 fan, James, I know you and I can relate to this, or anyone else that like G1. You had, you watching the cartoon, and you're seeing these guys in live action. With their articulation and the colors, the bright colors. Let's just use the Stunticons for instance here, and you went to go play with them, and like, I think I think all their feet are pretty much, yeah, they're all stationary. They're not going to move back and forth or anything like that. They stand there. So you don't have any articulation there. The arm, they can rotate at the shoulder, and that's it. That's your articulation, and that's what you're supposed to imagine that you're seeing on TV in the cartoon, and translate that over to your play. Well, with these figures that are coming out now, we can finally have these, uh, these combiner figures, or these teams that used to only be like 3 inches tall. But now we can
Yeah.
have the deluxe size with some articulation without breaking the bank here. And that's why I'm like, I'm going to display these dudes in teams. And I think that's the way they look the best, and that's the way they were meant to look. And the combiner thing was just part of the deal that they had to use to try to sell it. That's perfectly fine with me because honestly I could care less if they combine or not. The fact that I'm getting now, these guys, I'm getting the aerial bots, I'm getting the Stunicons, and I'll probably get the Protectobots and the Techno bots and all these guys that used to not be able to move anywhere except for at the shoulder. Now they actually have
Shoulder,
articulation, and they look
Articulation.
very close to what they did in the anime back in the 80s. And that's why I'm buying them. That's why I love them. I think they look great. As far as combined mode, like I said, they'll come out with an add-on kit a year from now or however long it is, and then I'll be satisfied with that too. But I'd still probably keep it in its individual mode. I've already got the combiners.
Yeah. And you got to admit,
originals.
they're better than what Hasbro's given us in the past as far as combiners. They're going at least, they're getting better. Maybe it's baby steps that we're not accustomed to because we've been spoiled by third-party stuff that can actually get it right in a shorter amount of time. But, hopefully maybe down the road Hasbro will finally, or Takara will do it right. But
I mean, because this whole point up until now, let's say you're a fan of drag strip, the only time you ever got a drag strip if it was a repaint of some classics Mirage or something like that.
Yeah.
So that's the point I'm making here. Or if you're like, hey, I'd really like a breakdown. Well, all he is a repaint of a Sunstreaker and a Red Alert and a Sideswipe and 20 other vehicles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
No, this is made to be just him. And, the same thing with the Wild Rider. That's what I dig about it. It's not supposed to just, these are like throwaway characters and repaint characters. Now they are the character, and they're the ones the mold was made for. That's why I think it's good for them.
I really, 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 I know they're not going to be like this, but I really wish that they would be like the size of the first like classics deluxes, like the Jazz and the Sunstreakers and the Side Swipes. Yeah, that would be awesome. Imagine how big if Hasbro or a third company or somebody would just like came out with add-on kits for guys like the Universe 2.0 Onslaught and Hotspot or Silverbolt, and then brought out the robots and made them where they could combine. I mean, imagine a Bruticus from that Universe 2.0 Onslaught.
Yeah.
Right.
The Ultra Class.
But alas,
that would be nice.
It'll never happen.
No. But would you like the mold better, Dakota, if it was thrown into a BotCon set or a BotCon like souvenir, the Manosaur, or let's say the Motormaster?
I would buy it reluctantly. Only because I'm a completist. It's nothing that I would be crazy over. Personally, I think they should make a G2 Minosaur set out of it. I think that should be a box set.
Yeah.
Did you watch the Cybercast?
I'll be the first to say that I think that should be a box set with the Generations version. But I would be hard pressed, although I still would, pay that money for it.
Well, then how about this for a souvenir for it? The G2 aerial bots as the coinciding souvenir.
I would be really pissed off that year.
Take a look at that, Dakota.
Do what?
I'll put it in the chat. Take a look at that.
Yeah. There's a lot of possibility for the combiners. I mean, we saw that on the Cybercast where you could go G2 with everything, or there's just minor tweaking and you can get the Technobots, you could get the Combaticons, the Protective, all that out of these guys. So,
It's not the
yeah, with Prowl,
Prowl is a Voyager.
and the truck.
It could happen, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's gonna be decent enough, but I'm gonna probably get sick of the combiner wars because that's all we're gonna get and see, and then the only alternative would be the cartoon coming out. So it's gonna be like, crap. So I'm going to latch onto this since it's readily available in stores. You know, I hope I don't become a one-step changer collector, but, you know, I don't know. We'll see, but
Be a very, very sad day.
but all right. So I think we've kind of gone through that topic pretty good. Yeah. Want
Yeah.
one more topic, or do you guys want to?
Dakota, did you click on the 2 links that I added?
Yeah, the first one is better than the Fall of Cybertron one, just like someone said in those comments. But even still, like I wouldn't be impressed with it.
I think you're lying.
Mm,
Yeah. As soon as it came out, dude, you'd be all over those wreckers.
hang on.
And also the G2 Minosaur as well.
For the
Nope,
Beast
not
Wars.
lying. Pretty straight face here.
All right.
Not feeling them.
Oh my God, we see Dakota.
I'd buy them, but I don't know. They certainly wouldn't be first or second shelf material. So
So everyone out there, this is what. Oh, Dakota's gone now. We had him. All right. Well, I don't have anything else. We've been going on for a little bit over an hour. Next week, we're going to do something a little different. Hopefully, Chris will be sober. No, I'm just kidding, but hopefully he'll be awake enough. And next week, we're going to go kind of over some new questions on being a Transformers fan, get to know us a little bit better, and stuff like that. So, you know, stay tuned for that if you guys want to see it. But we're going to end it now. You guys want to outro yourselves, starting with Dakota.
ooh, 2 for 2, huh?
There you go.
I'm Dakota. You can find me everywhere at Primal Sabbath, and we have a website, covenantofprimus.com, a topic show every other Wednesday. This coming up Wednesday is not one of those Wednesdays that we have it, but you can check it out on covenantofprimus.com. We're going to have a show starting tomorrow at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, probably also going to be a bi-weekly show. So check that out on the front page. Yeah, I don't know. I can't do the weekly thing. This is the Aftercast is the only show I can do weekly.
Well,
but,
we appreciate you being here.
No, I'm
We
saying
also-
that you're starting another show.
Yeah,
James is on like 6 shows,
I know. I asked him about it. He was cool. So I was like, okay.
and during football too. Man,
Oh, I got all that
But
recorded and stuff. But yeah.
we also have a Facebook page, facebook.com/covenantofprimus. We need 90 more likes over there, and then I'll start a contest to either get you a Collectors Club Chrome Dome or Rewind. Whoever wins, it's their choice.
Cool. Dalton, you're up.
I'm Dalton. You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at Daltonians TFs.
All right. You have a show too?
No.
No. You want to start a show?
Not yet. It's going to be the Chugcast.
We'll do the
Oh.
Chugcast. Yeah, I'm going to do a show with every single one of you guys. Jay, you're up next, and we're going to do a show too. Call it there, Monocat.
Thank you for letting me know about that now.
all of it is James talking because he doesn't talk.
I'm Jay. Find me on Twitter at NemesisJazz13.
Right on. Josh?
You can find me G1 Extron on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook is the G1 Extron.
And Trent's going to start a show with you too, man.
Really? Okay. Trents5 at Facebook and Trents5 at Twitter.
Right on. And I am VictorySaber77. You can find me Twitter and YouTube. And don't forget our other shows. I'm going to start up shows with each and one of these guys, but there's the Cybercast every Saturday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time on G1 Extron's channel. Every
James.
other...
Yes.
What?
I said we had a guest today, and we have a guest next week too.
Yes, and the guest next week is Play with this too. Oh, God, darn, I keep getting that messed
I
up.
hope
But
you
Play
get
with this too.
there. You need to practice that before next week.
I know, I do. I'm gonna look like a total ass, but Play with this too is gonna be on Rick Alvarez, so stay tuned for that again next week, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Mhm.
And Aftercast, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time next week on my channel. Dakota mentioned the Covenant of Primus topic show every other Wednesday, 7 p.m. And Covenant of Primus tomorrow, we're not sure, but hopefully it's going to be on Chris's channel, Optus Barrett Prime Games, correct? Barrett Prime Games.
Yeah, Barrett Prime
Prime
Games.
Games.
All right. And then we have the eBay shopping show every other Thursday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time on T1 Extron's channel. So there you guys go. I'll have details in the description. So see you later. Adios.
Dakota's a liar.